Hi mer friends slash garden friends, welcome back to my channel Naturally Mermaid. So I am here at the community garden. It is the middle of July, so it is hot and I am sweating, and it's been quite a while since I've done a garden update. I've been filming pretty much every time I've been here, but I just haven't edited it together. So here I am. We're just gonna go through the past couple of months to talk about my experience with gardening for the very first time. Let's just jump into it. We're gonna start with the not so good news first. So back in March, I started some tomatoes on my balcony and ended up bringing them to the greenhouse we have here at the garden because they weren't getting enough light on my balcony. I left them in the greenhouse probably for about a month, and they grew very nicely. And so then I put them inside of my bed here. Actually, I got a second bed for the tomatoes, which was donated to me. Amazing, gotta love that. So yeah, so I put them inside the bed, and just honestly about a week or two later, I could tell that it wasn't looking good. Now, I think some of the problems with that were, one, when I transplanted them, it was a little warm, and also two, I didn't come and water them. I think it was very crucial for me to come and water them pretty frequently within the first couple of weeks after I transplanted them. I think that was the biggest mistake with with the tomatoes not thriving. Also too, I learned from my garden mentor that Georgia is not a tomato state just because it is too hot and humid. Tomatoes just aren't, I mean, you can do it, and they have done it here. They're growing tomatoes here, which are doing pretty well, but just mine didn't. And I'm about 90% sure it's because of the water situation. However, I'm gonna be posting another video because I did save a couple of my tomato plants and planted them elsewhere. So we'll see how that goes, although my hopes aren't very high for that, but let's move on. Now let's talk about my beans. Again, I started these beans from seed on my balcony, and those actually have done amazing. I've gotten probably 5 pounds of beans from like 2 or 3 bean plants that I planted. And yeah, I have no complaints about that. My only complaint though is that, gosh, I'm tired of beans. You know, that's a good problem to have. So, but yeah, the beans are awesome. They produce, the thing with the beans though is that they grow really fast. So you need to be picking them every 2 or 3 days. So like I said, lots of beans. But yeah, that was really good. 100% would plant beans again. Although I think next time I'll stagger them, because I was learning that you plant 2 bean plants 1 week, and then 2 weeks later plant 2 more, so that you kind of have, so that you're not getting a crap ton of beans all at once. You just kind of stagger it. And plus that means that you're harvesting for a lot longer, because plants aren't going to produce for the entire summer. They have a lifespan pretty much. So right now at the end of July, my beans are pretty much at the end of their lifespan. So my garden mentor was saying that we actually could plant some more beans and still have them go on through the fall or something. So that's something to consider. I don't know, maybe I will, but I might just be too tired of them at this point, but we'll see. So long story short, beans have been awesome. Now let's talk about some of the things that were donated to me. So the lady who has the bed next to mine, she gave me squash, which I thought were cucumbers at the beginning, but they're actually squash and zucchini. And she also gave me bell peppers. So the squash was amazing. I've probably gotten about 10 to 12 squash from these plants, if not more. And then I've probably gotten about 3 or 4 zucchini, which were perfect, The zucchini looked like they came from the grocery store. It was perfect, so that's been great. Some of the things with that, they did start to get like some what is it, like bugs on them, but it wasn't until maybe 3 weeks ago, and before the bugs started coming, I was able to you know, get a lot of produce from them. So my garden mentor said that, yeah, you can use some type of bug killer or whatever, but he said normally he doesn't worry about it because the garden is organic and they prefer for you not to use pesticides. So, you know, it kind of is what it is. I feel like I've gotten a lot out of the plants, so I didn't stress about it too much. Also too, one thing I learned with the squash is that they have really big leaves, and so you need to kind of cut back, prune the leaves so that the bees and stuff can see the flowers on your plant so that they can pollinate them. So if you're growing squash, just make sure that you cut back the leaves so that the flowers are exposed for the bees and other pollinators to get to them so that your plant can keep producing successfully. And now for the bell peppers, oh my gosh, these bell peppers have been going above and beyond. Again, these bell peppers are like you got them from the grocery store. They are so firm, so juicy, so perfect. I'm so excited about them. This, aside from the beans, the bell peppers have probably been one of my biggest producers. Like right now, I just counted, there's like 8 bell peppers on just one plant. So yeah, it's great. I feel very successful, especially for this being my first time. To me, gardening is, I don't want to say it's easy because I've had a lot of help here. Like if I was doing it by myself, I don't know if I would have been as successful, but just from my experience this summer, I feel like gardening is very easy. You know, like you plant them, you weed them, you know, like, I don't know, every week or every 2 weeks, depending on, you know, how many weeds you have. It doesn't take that long. And then you water them. Water, weed, and patience, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, like guys, it's amazing. I feel so successful. I feel like, yo, I can have a farm if I want a farm. And so can you. So anyway, like I said, it's just been a great experience. It is close to the end of July, so it's almost time for me to start thinking about what I'm going to be planting in the fall. My squash are pretty much done at this point, and my beans are pretty much done at this point. Bell peppers are still going strong. Gonna see if we can get them to turn red or yellow, and you know, just kind of see what goes with that. And then, you know, in a month or two, I'm gonna start planting my fall vegetables, and we're just gonna start the whole process over, or just continue it. I don't know what it is. And yeah, just have a great time. So you guys, thank you so much for watching this video about my gardening process. And seriously, a lot of people say like, oh no, I don't have a green thumb. And I never felt like that. I've never felt like I didn't have a green thumb, but I know some people do feel that way. And like, don't be overwhelmed. Just start small and Google stuff all the time. Like everything is on Google and YouTube or whatever. So like, don't be overwhelmed. Don't feel like you can't do it, because you can. And you're gonna have some failures. It's part of the experience, but from every failure you learn something. And you know, you just take that knowledge and apply it to the next thing. All right guys, this heat is draining my battery, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But like I was saying, like, just don't be overwhelmed. Just go ahead and do it. Start small. Start with something that you actually like to eat, want to eat, and don't mind eating a lot of. If you happen to you know, have a big production of whatever it is that you're growing, and just, you know, trial and error. Learn from your mistakes and keep pushing. Don't be discouraged. Okay, that's it. It's hella hot. And I'm just go ahead and wrap this up. So please make sure you like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments down below if you have ever tried gardening, because I know a lot of people have started gardening during the pandemic. So it's great to see so many people out there and growing stuff. It's like the best feeling ever. All right, so yes, please subscribe and do all those things, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao.